Movie Buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my eBay haul, and then I just got my eBay haul and a small pickup from Whatnot, just 3 titles. I just went into one show, and I just picked up 3 titles. From eBay, we got Dream Books and Go Peachy. They are my favorite sellers on eBay. Go Peachy. It used to be Second Sale, but Second Sale, I don't really know what's going on with them no more, but Go Peachy and Dream Books, they are my go-to. Now, I deal with about 5 or 6 sellers on eBay, but my go-to is definitely Go Peachy and Dream Books. So without further ado, let's take a look at what I picked up from Whatnot first. It's just 3 titles. I picked up a movie that I've been checking out for a minute that I wanted for a nice little bit. And this one is with Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, and Richard Jenkins. This is Bone Tomahawk. This is definitely one I've been checking. I've just been checking it out for a little bit, so I said I'll go ahead and add it in. This one here, The ABCs of Death, and Cabin Fever Patient Zero with a slipcover. So there you go. Now this one I don't have high hopes for, but that's fine. It was cheap. All 3 of them was cheap, so it is what it is. Now, we're going to go to Dream Books, and we'll take a look at what I picked up from Dream Books. Elizabeth Olsen in Silent House. I actually watched this one, and it was all right. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just all right. This one is Sam Worthington in Transfusion. Jake Gyllenhaal, Michelle Monaghan in... Well, they got a sticker over the last person, but I know who it is. It's the chick from the Conjuring universe. I forget her name. Amy Farmiga, I think it is. Because I'm getting ready to do her filmography next. I got her written down because I'm pulling on her movies. Yeah, no, Vera. I'm sorry, Vera Farmiga, I think it is. Source code. Ip Man: The Final Fight. 33. This is based on a true story, I do believe. And this one here, The Visitor. So that's Dream Books. Next up, we got Go Peachy. I love Go Peachy. I always get some really cool stuff from Go Peachy. This one here, The Creator. This movie was pretty good. I watched this on, I think it was Hulu. This was pretty good. I decided to go ahead and grab it. I liked it. The Running Man. Classic Arnie movie. Brand New Seal. Good Night Mommy. Now, this is the foreign version. They have an English version of this. Not the same movie, but the same movie, but it's made for an English audience. I forget what streaming service. I think it's on Amazon Prime Video. But this one looks pretty good. It's called Good Night Mommy. This is the original. So I do believe this is subtitled, which is totally fine. The Scarlet Letter. Now, there's a lot of controversy around this movie about it being so far off the book. I'm okay with a movie. It all depends on the movie. Now, I'm not too familiar with The Scarlet Letter. I know about it, but I'm not really well versed in it, the book that is. So I heard it wasn't based on the book. I'm not too familiar with the book. I mean, I heard of it. So I'm just going to watch the movie as just being a movie because I didn't read the book. So I'm not going to be able to compare it. But the movie looked pretty good. It's got a good cast. I'm going to give it a watch. I understand that this is not book accurate. I don't have a problem with a movie not being book accurate, depending on the movie. Depending on the movie, I'll say that. An American Werewolf in London. I'm surprised I never had this one in my collection. This is a banger. Of course, I've seen this movie several times. Now, me and my wife watched this one last week. Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal, Nocturnal Animals. This was actually pretty good. This was a good watch. It really was. It had me a little bit lost, but then I kind of got around to it. This is not one that I had to watch twice, but it had me a little lost in the beginning. But I was able to get my bearings together and figure everything out. Good movie. Solid watch. We have The Bad News Bears. This is a classic. Very excited to have this one. And this is a DVD upgrade. I'm upgrading my DVD of Taxi Driver. Now, I know there's a 4K out for this, but this is cool. And we have Gary Cooper and Grace Kelly in High Noon. Also, I have, now I got this from an eBay seller. Now, this came from an eBay seller. He was selling it cheap. And I was wondering why he was selling it so cheap, but it looked good. Everything looked good. The guy had good ratings. So I bought it. Come to find out it was a bootleg. I watched it, and I gotta admit, it's a damn good bootleg. I was going to send it back because he didn't disclose that it was a bootleg. Had he disclosed it was a bootleg, I probably would have tried it anyway. Probably. But he didn't disclose it, so I was pretty ticked off at that, and I was going to send it back, but it's really clear. It's really good. It's got the menus and everything. I didn't like the fact that I was deceived, but it was the movie itself was cheap and it's good. And it's a movie that I'm glad that I got it like this, because I probably wouldn't have wanted to spend new money for it. And I wouldn't have spent new money for it. I would have got it used anyway. But it's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Immediately when I opened this, I knew something was off. The cover art is too blue, like this was copied. And there's no barcode on the back. That's another giveaway for me. I can spot these. There's no cover art. That cover is way too blue. But he had his shrink wrapped and everything. Very professional setup. I opened it up, immediately looked at the disc. Now he's got all the stampings on there. It looks good. Until you pop the disc out and look at the disc. Right away, I'm gonna hold it at an angle where you can see the burn ring on it, where it was burned. See that ring right there? And how dark this is. The color is off. And that burn ring lets me know this was not a commercially manufactured disc. This was made at home. But it plays good. It works good. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I did slam the guy on eBay. And they did offer me a return. But I didn't feel like going. And I'm not going to show you because it got my address on it. But actually, yeah, it got my address on it. But here's the return paperwork that I printed off from eBay to get my money back. But you know what? It's not even worth me going to the post office to drop it off, because this came from the post office. I just said I'll keep it, and it was cheap. And if I come across it again, and it's a movie that I watched it, I was not impressed with it. I don't think it was as bad as everybody said it was. People was trying to make this seem like it was Ghostbusters. What was that, 2016? Help me out, guys. They were trying to make it seem like it was that. It wasn't that. But again, I felt duped, but at the same time, it's really good quality. I mean, I gotta admit, the cover art is it's a dead giveaway, but how blue it is, but it's accurate to the real cover. There's no barcode there. And again, the disc itself looks pretty good on the artwork side. It does. But it's definitely a bootleg, and the guy didn't disclose that it was a bootleg. I'm saying guy, but it could have been a gal. I'm just saying guy because it's easier. But anyway, I decided to go ahead and keep it until further notice. If I come across the official tissue somewhere for like this movie, I wouldn't pay no more than $5 for it. And I probably wouldn't have got this for $5 nowhere right now anyway. And I only paid $6 for it. So, and I figured that was kind of cheap. But again, I didn't know it was a bootleg, because, when they selling these type of movies, they're going to show art on their eBay page that resembles. If it was this blue, I wouldn't have bought it, because I would have known immediately. But I felt duped. But I'm just going to keep it because it was like $6 with free shipping. So, again, this is just to let you guys know to just pay attention to. That's why every time and it's crazy with eBay. Every time I buy from someone that doesn't have like a really big store, like Go Peachy, you could tell the bigger stores, they got the logos. When you go into the store, there's tons of stuff there. This was a smaller independent seller. He had movies, but not a lot. The logo wasn't, it was more of like it just wasn't set up like one of the larger sellers on eBay. So just be careful when you're buying on eBay, especially your Blu-rays and your 4Ks. You might get a bootleg, and you might be okay with that bootleg, but it would be nice to know that you're buying a bootleg, to give you the option to say yay or nay. I will say, again, great quality though. This is standard Blu-ray quality. It looks good. It plays good. It wasn't. Me and my wife watched it. It wasn't a single hiccup. No juddering. No nothing. The menus were intact, like I said. So yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Frozen Empire. I got duped with a bootleg, but again, it was very reasonable. I think it was like $6 and some change. I was just upset because the guy didn't disclose. But I get it. It's eBay. They can't disclose that they selling bootlegs because it's illegal to sell bootlegs. So I reported it, and the guy probably got shut down. His page probably got shut down. And yeah, that's my eBay adventure. I got, let's recap everything. I got sidetracked telling you guys about my bootleg Ghostbusters Afterlife. But again, I watched it, and I was very pleased with the quality of it. From Go Peachy, High Noon, Taxi Driver, The Bad News Bears, Nocturnal Animals, I recommend this one. American Werewolf in London. The Scarlet Letter, I know, is not accurate to the book. I know. Good Night, Mommy. I gotta find out the name. It's from what I'm hearing, there's an Americanized version of this on Prime Video. I'm going to check that out. The Running Man. The Creator. This was better than I thought it was going to be. I really like that. What I got from Dream Book, The Visitor, 33, Ip Man, Source Code. This was a good movie. I enjoyed that. Transfusion, Silent House. I watched this one. It was all right. It was all right. If you're looking for a horror movie, something a little bit different, it's all right. Don't expect, you know, AAA status on a horror movie, but it was all right. A little bit above a B movie. This is what I got from Whatnot, Cabin Fever, Patient Zero. The ABCs of Death. I don't really have super high hopes for this one either. And Bone Tomahawk. And then I got my Frozen Empire bootleg. I'm going to keep it for now because I don't see myself running out to buy this one. I'm just going to keep it for now. Again, it looks good on my shelf. The spine is, you can't tell from the spine what it's hitting on. And the movie itself plays beautifully in my player. So I'm going to keep it for now. But, you know, I like to disclose these sort of things. And it's basically a cautionary tale to you guys. Be careful on eBay. If you got sellers that you're used to, kind of stick to who you're used to. Not saying you can't branch off on eBay. You surely can. But if you got sellers on eBay that you trust, stick with the sellers you trust. Don't venture off too much on eBay. I've ventured off, and I've had luck venturing off a lot of times with eBay. But there was 2 times where I ventured off this, and then I got duped on Boardwalk Empire. Guy, and I'm saying a guy, it could have been anybody, sold me a single season of Boardwalk Empire. In fact, it wasn't a guy, it was a Goodwill, I think, Goodwill of Colorado. There's many, many Goodwills on eBay. And I think it was an honest mistake. When I'm saying they duped me, because I was duped, whether they meant to or not, they sold me a single season of Boardwalk Empire, but they advertised it as the entire series. So, and that was a Goodwill. And it was an honest mistake. They made it right immediately. But again, you just got to be careful on eBay, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.